Now, allow us go into an update on the business world, leveraging financial literacy for economic empowerment. I'll be introducing my guest very shortly, but our preamble is that there is a lot of money that is being dished out by both government and development partners in an effort to reduce poverty and empower the population. But unfortunately, this money is being dished out sometimes to people who have no idea how to use it. And that is where financial literacy is important. Even to you, the corporate honcho, who might be earning as much as 10 million Uganda shillings, but you are grappling with debt and the life that you live is one full of tension. Yet there is another individual who earns 400,000 Uganda shillings and is able to live a moderately happy life. How does that happen? It's down to financial literacy. We're joined in studio by Daniel Ayebare, the chairperson of the Uganda Financial Literacy Association, to help us understand why you must be financially literate. Many thanks for joining us, Daniel.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Great. First and foremost, let's understand the need to be financially literate, and maybe also have an idea what the Uganda Financial Literacy Association is doing.
Thank you very much, Chris, and happy Labor Day and fulfilling Labor Day to everyone today. Financial literacy, by definition, is having the knowledge, the skills, and the confidence to manage money well, given your socio-economic circumstances.
Okay.
So if you can rate yourself on those three parameters, do you have the knowledge, do you have the skills, and are you confident to manage what you have given your socio-economic circumstances, then you're considered financially literate. The financial literacy program started with the financial literacy strategy, which is under the docket of the Ministry of Finance and Bank of Uganda. And this was a way of leading to one of the great pillars of our journey towards being middle income by 2040. That is achieving financial inclusion. And simply, financial inclusion is people's awareness and usage of financial products and services in the market. So people being aware of what they can use the bank for, what they can use the microfinance for, what they can use the insurance products for, to become better off.
What can use PDM for.
What can use PDM for? That's the baby in the market. That's the baby to the and how this all plays. And so, for most of the programs that have been running, if you've been noticing, is whether a Myoga, Youth Livelihood Fund, Women Funds, and all that, the biggest challenge that has come across at the end of it all is a lack of financial literacy at the core, coupled with mindset. And that's why the program cannot run separately from mindset. So that has been the biggest challenge. And so the strategy for financial literacy provides for that area, and true to the surveys that have gone even outside the government programs, like the FinScope survey, we have seen tremendous improvement in uptake of the products and services, but also in people's management of their own finances. And so the Uganda Financial Literacy Association is a group of people, individuals. We call ourselves professionals now, but at the time we were just trainers of trainers that underwent the program by Bank of Uganda and Ministry of Finance to be able to appreciate. There were 8 modules that were brought out that each individual Ugandan should be able to know or have the basics about for them to make informed decisions.
That's right.
It's personal financial management, savings, investment, insurance, debt management, amabanja. You know, that's a very big challenge these days.
Huge.
Understanding financial services. You have seen a lot of providers who come promising heaven and earth, whether in investment, whether in other services, and then they run away with money. It's important to know where you put your little money, or whether it's a lot, where you put it. And so digital financial literacy and how it's, we can leverage on technology to either be more cost effective, more efficient, more productive, and and planning for old age, or what other people call retirement. So those are the key modules that every Ugandan must have the basics around for you to say, I can confidently, because remember, confidence was the other parameter, that I can confidently make the right financial decisions.
That is right.
Yes.
Interesting there. Now, to the lay person out there, when you laid out those 8 modules, I realized there could be a little bit of not a mismatch, but for the layperson there to understand why they ought to be financially literate. If you have 10,000 Uganda shillings and another has 100,000 Uganda shillings, and you are all driving towards the goal of having a meal or being comfortable that particular day, the whole idea is that you two guys can be very comfortable, but if the one that has 10,000 is financially literate and the one that has 100,000 is not, it's very likely the one who has 100,000 is going to do the wrong things. That is the whole idea. Interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Now, in light of the UFLA think tank, I see think tank and conference. The think tank is one that drives what the conference will be coming up with?
Yes, so it's a think tank conference.
Think tank conference.
Yes, so what the think tank is about, and again, of course, adding to what the association is about, the people who got trained through that program, we're about 2,500 now, covering over 77 districts, able to communicate in about 33 local languages. We were provided for in that strategy that says we can actually work with the central bank and the ministry, with government, to be able to push this message across the country. So what we have done as the association is to ask ourselves, what can we do better? How can we support better? We have, what our strength is the human resource.
The human resource,
And by the way, kudos to the members, these are voluntary. But we are running a social business model. As you're volunteering, can we create a profession out of what we are doing? We are solving a national problem.
That is right.
But people need an income to take home. So I think it is more sustainable than us saying let's depend on donor funds or on government, whatever. If that comes through, it's a win-win, and we would love to have that. But if in case it doesn't, we have seen what the program has done for us as individuals. At individual level, we've seen the changes in our own management of our own funds, our own attitude, and the testimonies are there. So what we say that we'll take this to where we are. So the think tank conference is to bring stakeholders in one place. Stakeholders of public sector, that is government, of course, which is on the policy side, but also have private sector who are beneficiaries of financial literacy. The statistics show that enhanced financial literacy leads to inclusion, and inclusion has service providers.
That's right.
It means that if people are now willing to take up more of these products and services, it is the banks, the insurance companies, the investment firms, the brokerages that also benefit from this, because they'll be the ones providing the service and making profit. So we are bringing them into the same. Then on the other side, we also have civil society or development partners that are running what we call community empowerment programs. We have been having a challenge of all these areas, all these three working in silos. So you have government working on PDM, it's working alone. We have a development partner, they are saying we want to get these people out of poverty, they are working alone. The private sector, because now the private sector has also understood that if you empower the communities, they will, in charge, you'll be the one benefiting.
That is right.
Unfortunately, they're also working in individual sides. So we are bringing this together to say, can we now come up with a comprehensive plan to not only work together, but also to gather the progress together. And that's what the think tank will be about. After that, we are going into the communities, and we are launching the think tank, the regional chapters to make sure that we have people living and working in those areas.
Okay, in 30 seconds, where and when is the conference?
The conference is on 30th of May at Hotel Africana.
Hotel Africana.
Yes.
All right. I see 250,000 Uganda shillings to get there.
Yes, for non-members.
Can Chris afford?
For non-members, 250,000, but I can guarantee you the value is more than that money.
All right.
And for the members, it's 100,000.
No doubt. Many thanks, Daniel Ayebare, President of the Uganda Financial Literacy Association, for that perspective. I hope it does open your mind to the fact that you need to be knowledgeable on how you use your money, because after all, if you misuse it, then it is you that are going to fall into the pitfalls of poverty and debt.